In the Scottish Premiership this afternoon, Hibernian have extended their unbeaten run of the league now to 16 games, and they went to Ibrox to win against Rangers by 2-0. It means it's 5 defeats in a row in all competitions at home. Understandably, Barry Ferguson less than happy afterwards. We can hear from him now.
Barry, what's your thoughts on today's performance and result?
How long you got, if I'm being honest with you? Yeah, just way off it. Miles off it. Hibs deserved it. I'm not going to stand here and say otherwise. They were more hungrier, which actually kills me to say. So overall, really disappointing. If I'm being honest with you, look, I never seen it coming. But again, that's one that I pick the team, I coach the team, I decide on tactics. And it was clear we were just miles off it. Miles off it.
That's quite damning, given what you said last week about trying to cut out the mistakes, and the fact that Hibs are hungrier. What have you said to the team?
Well, that will remain in-house, but you see I'm late out here, so there was just being honest. Listen, I'm not going to shy away from being honest. There's been issues here for a long time, and they need addressed. And that's certainly with you've seen the results over the season. So that's something that I need to go away tonight and obviously spend tomorrow as well. And there's got to be a total different approach to the games going forward.
Is that mentally, or is that how they apply themselves on the field?
Well, in terms of formation as well, I need to go and change it again. As you have seen since I've come in, I've changed quite a number of times. But I just said to them, there's a set way we're going to go forward now, and there's got to be a few players mumping and moaning, but I need to make sure that at least we have a strong finish to the end of the season.
And Boyd, he's fairly measured there, but you can see under the surface he's absolutely seething. You can understand it. 5 defeats in a row at Ibrox in all competitions. They've only scored 1 goal in those games. And next is the Europa League on Thursday against Athletic Bilbao at Ibrox. Yeah. How on earth does he change things in time to Thursday? Is that even possible when you look at what's happened in the last 5 at home?
I don't think we'll have a problem picking players up, because they seem to pick and choose whenever they play, which would be a worry. And I think that's the one.
Well, that's what he's alluding to there. They pick and choose when they perform.
It's annoying Barry the most there. You go to Celtic Park and totally dominate Celtic the first half, then Celtic come back into it. You find a way to win the game. I mean, his first game at Kilmarnock, 2-0 down, and find a way to come back, even during the week there against Dundee. But I think after the game in Dundee, myself and Kris were, I wouldn't say we were critical of the performance, but there's worrying signs there that keep creeping back into Rangers. I mean, I've not seen the goals today, so I don't know how they've came or how they've came about. But the Dundee game, it was balls into the box, struggling to deal with cross balls, struggling to deal with long throws, and that was something that Philip Clement struggled to rectify. It's a recurring theme, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rangers go and get a result on Thursday, because that's what they're like. They're so Jekyll and Hyde. But it's the inconsistency that has cost them this year once again. And you listen to Barry there and he's frustrated probably because he has seen performances, he's seen levels that some players can get to. But ultimately, maybe, Simon, maybe the football club's maybe just too big for some of them.
There's talk about another mistake from Jack Butland in the game as well, from what I'm reading online. I mean, in terms of his place in the team, I mean, he's terrific last season, but at the moment, he's verging on a liability, isn't he?
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I think obviously he's made mistakes. Every goalkeeper has, but I think you've got to look at what's in front of him as well. I think Jack Butland will be the first to put his hand up and say that he could have done better this season, but when you look at the amount of shots that's been raining in on him, he's had to deal with a lot. But because of the way he is and the way he carries himself, he'll be disappointed. There's no getting away from it. As I say, I've not seen the goal, so I don't know. But if you're telling me there's people online, having
well, that's a report.
You would expect, it's another mistake. But same as there was one against Dundee. There's been others, but I think when you look at if there's one man you would want in the sticks on Thursday night, it would be Jack Butland, because he has made big saves before and he will continue to do that. But it's where Jack Butland is in terms of making mistakes as well is just the exact same as throughout the team. But because it's highlighted more when a goalkeeper concedes them, but as a team, as a whole, Rangers need to be doing a lot better. And as I said, you can turn up for some games and get plaudits for that, but games at home, I mean, that's 5 in a row. What, Hibs, Fenerbahce, Motherwell, St Mirren, Queen's Park, out with Fenerbahce. I mean, the rest are pretty embarrassing, especially Queen's Park. And I think even when you look at today as well, Hibs have been on a terrific run, but surely when you're in that dressing room today, knowing fine well that you've already lost 4 in a row at home, and the record's just going to get worse, and you go out there and by all reports, Hibs have deserved their victory, and rightly so. But I think we always focus on the bigger clubs and when they're doing poor. But I tell you, when you look at Hibs, that's 16 games unbeaten in the Scottish Premiership. It's not easy to do, considering the run that they had been on at the start of the season. And David Gray deserves a lot of credit as well. Obviously, Levitt got the goal, and Martin Boyle as well.
And Celtic, they win their next 2. They've won the title before the splits even happened, which happens in 2 games' time.
Yeah, well,
you're not there next week, are you?
I think Celtic would have expected that anyway. They thought they would have beat Rangers a couple of weeks ago and it would have been over. But I'll be down here out the road.